Well, welcome, Hadi, everyone, Hadi. This is such a moving moment to be so energized with the drums, to feel the drum beat in our hearts, and to see those young people. I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little emotional because of that. These young children, their energy and how they feel it, and we are so lucky that we have this opportunity to share with them. I just want to welcome everyone today. This is a very special and important ceremony. And so I want to welcome Elder Darlene McIntosh and Mel Atkinson. Did I get that right? Accident. I get it wrong. and welcome Mel and our staff, Director Pam Spooner and Assistant Superintendent Kat Manhas, our Acting Superintendent Cindy Heitman, our trustees Betty Beckering, Ron Palello, and Tim Bennett, our Assistant Superintendent Lee Karpinko, who's doing all this neat work, and behind us is Ellen. Sorry, Ellen. I couldn't quite. I'm trying to make sure I've got everybody. And of course, welcome to the media. And so with no further ado, I'd just like to acknowledge that this very important ceremony is taking place on the unceded ancestral lands of the Lheidli T'Enneh Nation. And we are so honored to be able to work, live, and play on this land and to honor the culture and people of the Lheidli T'Enneh. And so I would like to welcome our elder, Darlene, and she is going to give us a blessing and do her good work. Thank you.
I see. Thank you. Hadi?
Hadi.
I know this is a very solemn ceremony, but Hadi.
Hadi.
Better. So it's my honor and pleasure to come as an elder to represent Lheidli T'Enneh community, our nation. And the first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Just for this moment in time, I want you to close your eyes. And just focus on your shoulders and feel the responsibilities, the burdens that you carry, whether they're your own burdens or that somebody has put onto your shoulders. And I want you to think about the stresses, the anxieties, the fears that we're going through in these difficult times that is happening on this earth plane. And I want you to take a nice deep cleansing breath throughout your whole body. We take that breath through our nose and slowly let an exhale out of our mouth as long as possible. And I want you to take a couple of really deep, nice cleansing breaths. And as you're breathing into your body, bringing life to it, I want you to feel all the burdens and everything that you are carrying on your shoulders. Feel them lifting and sliding down your arms, sliding down your fingertips onto beautiful Mother Earth. And there, Mother Earth will take all your burdens for this moment in time, and she will transmute them into a positive energy for you, to uphold you rather than to have heaviness with you as you walk. We want your steps to be light and airy and free to move and free to make decisions in the proper sense of the word, and to honor yourself and to give yourself self-care in order to look after yourself. If you are in a good place, you'll be guaranteed that everything else around you will be in a good place also. Then we take that beautiful breath all the way down into our feet. We feel our feet sink into the deep, rich soil of Mother Earth. There you can smell the richness of her soil. You can feel it between your toes. And there she grounds you into today, into this very moment, being present to what will be taking place in the next little while. We don't want you in yesterday because it's all said and done. Can't change what happened yesterday. We don't want you into tomorrow because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. All we know is that we need to fully live in the present moment, and that's here and now. So take that breath of life in your body, energize yourself, and then with each step, you walk lightly on Mother Earth. We call on the creators, the grandfathers, and the grandmothers, and all of our ancestors to come be with us today. It has been 215 days since the flags were lowered to half-mast, remembering this unforgivable tragedy in the lives of our First Nations families. The shock of hearing 215 unmarked graves in Kamloops residential school grounds had First Nations and non-First Nations reeling in such deep sorrow. The families that never knew what happened to their loved ones, as it left a deep wound in their hearts. When our people expressed what had happened to our beautiful children, were scorned and not believed. Do you believe it now? It is so hard to comprehend this unspeakable tragedy. Indian residential schools are a painful reminder of that dark and shameful chapter in our country's history. We are still tormented, traumatized, and empty, living the intergenerational trauma that still has not been healed. Get over it, they say. Now this, Creator, help us to process this unimaginable. Help us to process this unimaginable wound our parents and grandparents have and are still going through it. We heard the cries of our little ones as he died alone. Without the comfort of their families surrounding them with love. Creator, this is so painful. Our hearts are bleeding. We came together as a community, as a nation. We came together in solidarity, in supporting the Kamloops First Nations people, along with the First Nations people that attended Lejeune Residential School. Thank you for coming together as a community. Creator, thank you for bringing all who are present, ready and willing to support our people, honoring the memory of 215 children and their families. Let us work towards making a powerful commitment to bringing awareness to the shameful past that our people have endured. We come together, showing strength in numbers, supporting our First Nations people. We cannot turn a blind eye to those who need our support. We call on our ancestors to be with us today, marking the end of 215 days as our flag flew at half-mast as we remembered and honored the 215 unmarked graves. Today, we raise a new memorial flag as we continue our journey of never forgetting the tragedy that took the world 215 days ago. It shook our world. We light the candle within our hearts, making sure the light of remembrance never goes out. Creator, hear our prayers. Creator, Great Spirit, hear our prayers. All my relations, let's see. I'll get you all to stand, please. We, the Lheidli T'Enneh Nation, have been on our traditional lands over 9,000 years as supported by lithic evidence. The changes have taken place over thousands of years supports the enduring strength, courage and fortitude of our peoples, our governance through the balance and harmony with our brothers and sisters of other First Nations people. Lheidli T'Enneh's clans are Frog, Lasilu, Grouse, Susu, Beaver, Sa, and Bear Sus. Through this system, we know who our family connections are. Through our oral history, the use of legends told of our travels, our hunting and fishing territories, our trading practices with all peoples. May we remember and hold steadfast in what Creator's blessed us with, and that is our traditional territories. Our ancestors have always welcomed people to our territories. On behalf of Lheidli T'Enneh's elders, our youth, community members, and chief and council, it is absolutely my honor to welcome each and every one of you to our traditional territories. All my relations must see Snachalia. Come forward. Of course, we do this with blessing. We call the grandfathers, the grandmothers, and all of our ancestors and Creator to be with us as we bring in new beginnings, a new chapter, and remembrance and awareness of what took place.
We gather together to receive with gratitude the memorial flag of the Lheidli T'Enneh Nation. And to remember, we must never forget the significance and meaning of the orange ribbon we wear, and the orange ribbon that is adored on this flag, on this memorial flag. Why we must acknowledge and understand the dark history of our nation and the tragic abuse, the abuse of power that denied the rights of Indigenous people to their identity, to their dignity, their culture, and their language. Today we come together to remember that dark history of the residential schools and the repressive laws generations of Indigenous people have endured. Today is about truth. It is about the truth of that dark and tragic past that we must remind ourselves before we can begin the path of reconciliation. We must acknowledge and understand that truth. The memorial flag with its orange ribbon must be a constant reminder of the truth of the 215 unmarked graves, the truth of those thousands of Indigenous children who never returned to their homes, to their people, to their ancestral lands, to their culture. The orange ribbon must be a constant reminder that we must not forget, and we must continue to seek to understand, to work together, to ensure we have learned those lessons of the past in order to build a future of promise for today's youth and generations to come. I raise my hands to the elders, Darlene, McIntosh, to Mel, to your work for your people, to all of us who are here, to all the elders and your chief and council, to all those youth, young leaders, young and old, who are determined to lead your people in reclaiming their rightful place, in healing, and in righting the wrongs of the past. You are the beacons of hope for your people. And I raise my hands to you. Neshalia.
Thank you, Trustee Warrington. I echo Trustee Warrington's words. It is with great gratitude that we've been gifted this flag, this memorial flag. Take huge responsibility in our work as we move towards reconciliation. And it's critical that we remember Canada's true history, Canada's past, so that we can do our work together. We service almost 4,000 Indigenous students in this community, and we have an opportunity to make the lives of those 4,000 students very different than historical. I'm really honored, really moved, and feel so privileged to be in this position and have the opportunity to do this work alongside our nations and our community. I feel truly blessed to have the position that I have to make this difference for our kids. So thank you on behalf of School District 57, our staff. We have much to learn, and we have so much to never ever forget. And I want to thank you.
Okay, I just want to begin by thanking you for the invitation to attend this flag raising. As the Indigenous Education Officer for Lheidli T'Enneh, I'd just like to share my relation, I guess, with the things that Darlene had to share. It is very hard for Indigenous people to speak about Indigenous issues within the school district because we've had horrendous history with the education system. Moving forward, though, we look forward to the partnership that we're going to have with School District 57. The work that we do is for the history of our Indigenous people, for equality, for an equal chance to work towards success. And yeah, with the raising of the flag, the memorial flag, it is a great start. And we look forward to this partnership, like I say, working together in a direction that benefits our Indigenous students, our Indigenous learners, not only for Lheidli T'Enneh, McLeod Lake and surrounding nations, because we have a lot of nations within school SD 57, and that's what we're working hard towards, to build a better and a better direction so that they have an equal chance of success. And it is work that we're working hard to do, and something we're looking forward to. And we're doing this for the future of the Indigenous learners of SD 57. Thank you again for inviting me here, and I look forward to these discussions with you in a partnership. Thank you.
Well, I am in an honored position of working for our kids and our families. It's huge for me to be able to advocate whenever we can, and that's our message to our team is we're here to be the voice when our voice isn't always heard, and when our kids and our families can't speak up, we're there to be with them so that we're able to do this work together. So often the voice has been silenced, and so we're telling our parents and our grandparents, who often raise a lot of the kids, that we really need their voice to be heard within our schools, and we need them to engage. We have hired a family engagement coordinator so that she can be that person to kind of help connect and build relationships between schools and families. And so I hope to see more people involved, because it is important and we can't do it without you guys. So again, we're here, and I'm honored to be in this position to build relationships with Lheidli and our school board and our people here in the district and community. So Masi Cho, Sachialia.